Hey everybody, and welcome to today's Vehicle Visionary. My name is Tom Tompkins. I am the host and the founder of Vehicle Visionary. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please be sure to lightly tap that subscribe button so you can see all of my future videos. I'm always reviewing vehicles and doing a lot of car-related vlogs. It's always a lot of fun. Today, I'm going to be introducing you to this 2019 Cadillac XT4, and I would like to thank Or Cadillac, located in Shreveport, Louisiana, for loaning me this vehicle for the day. It has been a blast to drive. I really like it, and I think you're going to be impressed with some of the interesting features that this vehicle has to offer, some that the Escalade doesn't actually have. Would you like to know what they are? Let's get started with our review of the XT4. Starting out here on the exterior, I like the marker light that's in the fender flare right here. That's a nice feature. You see that on a lot of vehicles today, but I just think it just fits perfectly right there. I really like the headlight design. This is common to Cadillac. I like the way that the headlight design starts down here and actually comes up into the top of the fender. Probably a good, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches, maybe 10 inches. I'm not sure how much length that is. I haven't measured it, but I just like the fact that there's so much there. You are not going to have any trouble seeing when you're driving this vehicle at night. Now, as we move from having looked at the headlights, I just love that design. Here is your classic Cadillac grille, the Cadillac badge right here in the middle. I really like that. I like the way the hood looks. It's actually contoured up in the middle. This is a turbocharged 2.1 liter, 237 horsepower, 4-cylinder. Not a lot of horsepower, but it's a fairly light vehicle. It doesn't necessarily need a lot of horsepower. I like that. But here's something interesting I want you to see under the hood. When you lift the hood on the XT4, you're going to see right here in the center of the engine it says turbo, which is really cool. And yeah, it's turbocharged. It has a nice little turbocharger on it. It makes it run really well. Not a lot of horsepower, like I said, 237 horsepower. That's actually more than enough. This is actually a pretty quick and nimble little vehicle. Moving on to the back of the XT4, of course, you have the nice large tail lights here. Got a nice spoiler up here. The antenna's on the top. And the lift gate is automatic. You just can push the button right there, right above the license plate. It's going to automatically open. There's plenty of space back here. There's actually a couple of different tie downs that you can see on your screen. Quite a bit of space. 2 LED lights actually on each side. You also have a little charging port right here on the right-hand side by the right-hand LED light. You have the spare tire located right here in the middle. So no extra space under that compartment, but I do like that. Also, when you get ready to close the lift gate, all you do, there's a little button right here. Push that button, the lift gate's automatically going to come down on its own. Absolutely wonderful feature. I really like that. That makes things very easy and simple when you're unloading or loading your Cadillac XT4. And moving into the back seat of the XT4, this is a 5-passenger vehicle. You have dual air conditioning vents back here for your passengers. Now, they can't control them back here, but that's not that big of a deal. And if you want to let the seat down, all you have to do, there's a little lever right there. You pull that, you can let that down. The same with the other two, and you've increased your storage space. Very easy to use. Just put that back up, and you've increased the storage space you have in your XT4 for larger items you may pick up in your daily routine. And of course, as is classic with the Cadillac, you're going to have a nice amount of chrome. You've got chrome door handles, chrome trim around the windows. You even have a chrome luggage rack up here. I like that feature. It makes it look very nice, very luxurious. Okay, so here we are inside of the XT4. I'm going to do a quick interior tour for you. Here's your lock and your unlock buttons right here. Of course, your windows, mirrors, all that kind of stuff. Pretty simple. Everything is pretty self-explanatory here. You have all of your typical controls on the steering wheel. And one thing I really like, you can't see it right now, but right there next to the speed right here, your miles per hour, that would show you the actual speed limit wherever you are driving. I really like that feature. Also, something I want to show you is that you can control everything from either up here on the infotainment screen or all of the buttons to do the exact same things are located for the air conditioner and the radio. It's really, really simple. I also like the fact you have, again, a couple of different USB ports there, another charging port right here, as tends to come in quite a large amount in the Cadillacs. Not a bad thing, that's a good thing. I want to show you real quick how to use the shifter. It took me a minute to figure this out when I drove off the lot earlier, so I figured, well, I might as well show some people. Of course, you have to have the brake pedal down. So what you're going to do to go into drive is hold this button on the side of the shifter and pull it back. Goes into D. You can do that again to go into manual mode. There are paddle shifters here on the steering wheel if you want to use that feature. And then if you push it forward, it's going to go into neutral, and then if you push it forward again, oops, I went too far that time, we'll go this way, and then one more, it'll go into reverse. And of course, the backup camera is going to automatically come on when you do that. And when you get ready to go into park, you don't have to do anything other than just push the P on the top. You are in park. You can take your foot off the brake. And here is the auto dimming rear view mirror. Now, depending on what model of the XT4 that you purchase, the mirror can actually have a camera. This one doesn't have that. It would have a couple of toggles down here, a couple of switches. You could go between just the regular rear view mirror, such as what you're seeing right now, or you could actually have it act as a camera. But this one doesn't have that feature, but just something you might be on the lookout for. Okay, I don't know for sure if this is going to work because I don't know if my phone is set up for it, but what you see right here, this N, that is for the near field communication system. What it should do, let's see what happens if it'll work. I don't think it's going to work, but normally what would happen if you have your phone, I forget what it is, the setting, I'll put it on the screen so you'll know, but your phone would automatically sync to the near field communication system. And here on the infotainment screen, I want to show you a couple of interesting little things. You have a home button right here, so you can push that and it's automatically going to go back to the home screen. Let me go back a little bit here, and then we'll push that again so you can see what happens. And then if you push it again, you can actually change the settings on your radio, on your air conditioner. You can turn the fan speed up or down depending on what you want to do with that. I have it set really low right now. I hope that's not too much air. We'll turn that back down so we don't blow anybody away. And you can see that there's a few other options down here for the AC and other features. So let's see, let's go back home right here. That's going to take us back home. You can adjust the radio, and there's several different options here, and all you do is you're just going to scroll to get back to your different screens, and that's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. All the same things you're used to seeing in the Cadillac vehicles or others you may have driven. Okay guys, it's time for my favorite part of the video. I always enjoy these test drives, and I have to say this Cadillac XT4 is a lot of fun to drive. It's a pretty quick little vehicle for only having 237 horsepower. It's going to get you around the way you need to go. If you're merging into traffic where the speed limit's pretty high, or whatever you're doing, if you have to accelerate around another vehicle, that kind of thing, this is going to get you around. Don't let that low amount of horsepower fool you. The 237 horsepower, the way this XT4 is geared, it responds very quickly. It's very responsive to the gas pedal when you need to get it to go, and so I'd have to say I'm pretty impressed with that. Of course, that is partially because it is a turbocharged engine. It also seems to drive pretty well. I like the way it drives. I haven't driven it a lot today because I spent most of my time making this video, but I have to admit that it drives pretty well, runs pretty well. Let's see if we can get out here onto the road. We're gonna pass this van, so I'll get to give you a little bit of an acceleration test. You can really hear the transmission shifting. It does not make it difficult to hear that. And so, as you can see, this minivan we're passing here on the right, or on my left, is driving well under the speed limit, and it didn't take me any time at all to pass them. Didn't really have to push the pedal, probably not even halfway down. It just went right down the road. Very impressed. So acceleration is never going to be an issue. The handling with the steering is really good. It's very responsive. It doesn't seem to have a whole lot of body roll. I'm about to get a good test on that right here. Yeah, as long as you have both hands on the steering wheel, you're going to do really well. I had to reach over to steady the camera right there, so don't let that fool you. If you noticed, I kind of got a little bit on the center line there, but not too bad. But overall, I have to say, for the price tag on the XT4, it's definitely worth it. It has a lot of great features and amenities. It's a good, reliable vehicle. I mean, Cadillac does a really good job of engineering. GM has really done a great job with their Cadillac division of engineering their vehicles. The brakes are not, I can tell it has a lot of power in the brakes. If you needed to get on the brakes pretty hard, you're going to be able to stop quickly. But at the same time, the brake pedal isn't so sensitive, the brakes aren't so sensitive that you're gonna brake check your passengers. Okay guys, that ends today's video with the 2019 Cadillac XT4. Again, I would like to thank Orr Cadillac here in Shreveport, Louisiana for the gracious opportunity to take this XT4, drive it around, do a good review on it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, make sure to hit that thumbs down button 2 times. Please be sure to tap the subscribe button and leave me a comment. Let me know that you were here, and I will see you next time on Vehicle Visionary.